Hello, and welcome to Sweet Dreams Wellness Travel. I'm Barbara Tuckett. I am the owner of Sweet Dreams Travel, and I'm a wellness travel specialist. I believe that our mind, our body, and our spirit all play into our well-being. And I help create travel experiences which improve our wellness so that you return home from your vacation with more health, more happiness, and more connection. This is being recorded and as a YouTube video and also a podcast. This is episode number 15. And today I am talking to my good friends, my cousin, actually, Janae, and her husband, Claudio. And the kind of the aspect of wellness that we are focusing on is connection. They have just had such a fun experience connecting with their family with this vacation that they just got back from that I helped them put together. They just recently spent Christmas and New Year's at Disney World and in Florida. So Janae and Claudia, welcome.
Thanks, Barbara.
Hello.
Excited to be here. We did have a fun trip. So
happy to
it,
talk to
it
you.
actually went from the 20th to the 30th. We just got home in time to celebrate New Year's at home.
Okay.
But it was beautiful. Yeah, we loved it.
Right. That's right. You just barely got home before New Year's. That's right.
Which our son was happy to have New Year's with his friends.
Right. That's great. Okay. So tell me, just to kind of lay the groundwork and everything, tell me how many are in your family, how many you were planning on taking, and a little bit about how this all came about.
Yeah, so we have our two sons, 15 and 17 at home that came with us, and then our married daughter, Lexi, and her husband and their 2.5-year-old that came with us. So we were just thinking, we were going to go someplace out of the country, at the beginning of the year. And then we were like, okay, maybe not. So where should we go? And so, Lexi and Bo had wanted to go to Disney World and take their daughter for a while. And so they were like, why don't we just go there? So we started talking a little bit about it and planning, and we thought, gosh, for that many people, maybe let's call Barbara and see if she can just help us
with the logistics
with all the details of it and everything. And so, we first started looking online about what was open, what was available, about the possibilities and stuff. And then I think about at that time, we gave you a call and we're like, okay, let's see, what's open and what we can do and all that stuff. So, that's how we kind of got started. And our daughter Lexi went onto a Facebook page too to make sure I talk to people who are just coming home from Disney World to find out about the rides being open and how people were sanitizing and wearing masks, and to seeing what the daily protocols was and the waits in line and stuff like that. So that was helpful. That was Smart Moms Planning Disney. And so we kind of had her taking care of that end for us before we actually got on and booked it with you. And then after we booked it with you, she kept updates about, okay, these are about how long lines are, and this is about how many people, people say. It wasn't, it was busy, but not too busy. I think our average wait in line was probably 30, 40 minutes. Some were 20 minutes. And I think a couple roller coasters were 60 minutes. And I think one was 85 minutes. But so it was pretty cool. Well, it was fun to have our married daughter, go with us, and her husband, because they were all into that. And they were there's this one ride that I don't know if I can remember the Star Wars name of the ride. Do you remember that one where they had to get in the queue and
Yeah, they have a virtual queue twice a day at
7 a.m.
and then at 1 p.m. And so everything is done through the application. So as number one thing that you have to have with you is the application. I imagine you already have, because when you make reservations for the park per day, you need to have the application. So just keep using that, and that's how you sign up for the queue. And it has to be done pretty close to the time that they say that the queue is available, so that you can get a spot. And then we did rider switch also, or something like that.
Where we had a little one.
We stayed with the little one, and then everybody else went. And then they don't have fast passes, but then they use the fast pass line for those specific situations with the disabled people or special accommodations. and switcher also for the ride switching too. So
Yeah. Do you want to know about
that
stuff
worked out
like that,
really well.
Barbara, or not? I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, we'll talk even in more depth about the whole Disney,
Yeah.
part of the experience
Okay.
in a minute. But yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, because I think people really want to know, first of all, just what it's like to travel right now and kind of the experience
Yeah.
in general. But then also really specifically, since you did Florida and Disney World, they
Yeah.
want to hear about, exactly what worked for you and
Yeah.
how you navigated it all. So yeah. All right. So let's jump in and let's just start with flights. What do you want to tell me about your flights as far as like, are the airports crowded that you were at? What about being on the flights? Are they, doing all kinds of health protocols and sanitation and all of that stuff? Are they distancing? Anyway, so just tell me what flights are like.
Yeah. One thing that was different, I guess, is I didn't think the airport was too crowded, but I mean, there are definitely plenty of people there, but it wasn't packed. But and one thing, and it was very easy to go check luggage, get on. One of the things that was different that they did is right when you get on the airplane, they hand you all a little, what was
Like a
it?
wipe.
Little, yeah, little
Sanitizing.
sanitizing wipe or whatever. Um, so that was different. And then they did try to put, were they trying to put a row between people, but then not everybody?
They do. Actually, this is a picture of me sitting there with two rows on my side that were empty.
Yeah.
So, and because they use every other row, it just happened that the last person who was supposed to be there wasn't there. So I had three seats for myself.
So I came over and sat by him.
Yeah, she
Nice.
came and sat by me because she was with the
Nick
because
and
we
Josh.
were family. The rest of us were together on three
Yeah. So if you're
seats.
together, you can all sit next to each other. But if
But
not,
you are
then they
kept from a
space you
distance
out.
from other people, so it works out really well. I thought it was gonna take forever to do everything, but I think it was even shorter than other
Yeah. And the
times.
planes had plenty of people on, so people aren't afraid to fly. I mean, but yet they
Yeah.
were careful too, to not
Yeah.
sit everyone right next to each other. So
And just to be clear, just because not every airline is the same way, but you guys flew on Delta.
yeah.
Yes.
I love how
Delta has
Delta is still blocking those middle seats and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least they are doing that, and they have this fogging system for sanitizing that they use through the plane. So it seems like it's
Yeah.
worked out really well for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels safe and
Yep.
and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
worry about anything
Yeah.
the whole time as far as that. I mean, and of course we had our masks on. You had to have your mask on the whole time in the airport and on the plane, except for to eat. And that was the same with Disney World too. You have to have your mask on the whole time.
Yeah. If you're stationary and you're eating or drinking something, you can take your mask off. But as soon as you're done with that and start walking or going somewhere, then you have to have your mask on.
Okay.
Yep.
Easy
Yeah.
to do.
Which is pretty standard, I think, for
Yeah.
Exactly.
places we go these days. So,
So
Yeah.
true.
all right. So you got there, you arrived, and then you picked up your car rental, and we rented a large SUV for you to try to accommodate everybody. How was that picking up the car? And do you feel like the car?
Yep, everything was
sanitized or-
smooth. Yep, everything was smooth with that.
It was so easy that we didn't have any questions either. So we should have read the agreement. The only thing with that is that I recommend if you're going to Florida to either have lots of quarters for the times that you're going to use the toll roads, and which is not a lot. It's just a few, and it's only 75 cents or $1.50 in quarters only. Um, or
But
yeah, but anyways, that's the only thing that we didn't think about. Then I thought maybe we should have paid for the tag to be included in
right.
it. But you know what? We spent what $2.25 maybe the whole time we were there.
It's just we almost didn't have enough quarters the first time
Yeah,
going
one
through because
time
we didn't
have
know.
any
So we
quarters
were
because we
like,
didn't know. They
we're
didn't
having
wanna-
mostly credit cards, and a few
Right.
dollars, but it had to be exact change or
But
whatever.
what I called Enterprise, and they were really good with that. They said, you know what, you can just leave the area and then pay it online.
Mhm.
And you have a little envelope there, I guess. You can
Yeah.
take an envelope if you don't have any quarters, and then some people, they said some people just pay it all at the end, and we decided just to go and get some quarters just in case, and we were good.
Yeah,
Right.
that was good.
But
Yeah.
oh, the ride that we got was awesome. I just fell in love with that, even though
Okay, so what kind of vehicle was
I'm
it?
gonna I'm gonna buy me a navigator now.
A Navigator. Okay.
You could navigate it,
It
right?
was so nice
Yeah.
to drive everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a smooth ride.
it was
Nice.
nice, not a single problem. And also for the return, it was easy too. And
Yep.
yeah, we just got back to the airport, and then there's a line, and you can just leave the keys in there, and there's people that's helping. They're helping you with that, just checking in the cars. We
That's
didn't even
perfect.
have to stay there more than not even 30 seconds, 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was quick.
And then it took us longer just to load the suitcases
Right.
on the little
Right.
thing for us to take. And there was somebody who was helping us with that too.
Yeah. Yep. They came over, got our luggage, and helped us
So
get
it
to
was
the
really
back to
smooth.
the
Yeah,
into
really
the airport
nice.
and checked in. Yep.
So that's great. That's awesome. So good. So far everything was smooth sailing. And
Yep.
then the place where you stayed, I'll tell everyone, it was called the Fountains at Champions Gate, Orlando. And it was a 4-bedroom townhome to accommodate everybody. So that was kind of nice because everybody, yeah, you had all those separate bedrooms and everything, right?
That was really nice. My son really appreciated having his own bedroom. That was like the highlight of his trip because he shares his room with his brother at home. So he was like, I get my own bedroom.
My dream come true. I get to have
Exactly.
my own room.
Exactly.
Don't have to
That
share.
was
That's
great.
pretty
He wants
great.
to keep everyone happy.
That's pretty
It,
great.
it was a gated community and a very short drive to all the parks.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was
15 minutes, 10, 15,
right
20
next to
minutes,
Highway
depending on which
4,
part.
which is the one that takes you to all the parks, which is it's a non-toll road. And so yeah, the location was great.
Good. Good.
Sorry for the
And
noise. We live right next to the Air Force Base.
Barbara's probably hearing that at your house too,
that's
right?
right. That's right.
We've got it coming both ways.
Right. We get jets all the time. So anyway, okay. So you were nice and close to the resorts and the location was good and everything. Was there a pool there? Did you use any of the amenities?
There was a pool there, but we did not use it because it was like the temperatures were around 70-ish most days. But one day when we were at the park, it did get up to 80, that was nice, but it was getting a bit warm. But then the next day it dropped down between 30s and the high was 50. So when we got to the park, it was like 40. So it was jackets, and I told my kids before we left, bring your sweatshirts, bring a jacket, because there'll be a couple days that are colder. And my son-in-law did have to buy a sweatshirt when we were there because of those, just because of those 2 cold days. So it was like 39 or 40 those 2 days when we got to the park.
And
So.
since you're outside, you feel the temperature more.
Right.
But
right.
but I think that was the perfect time to go to Florida. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but some other people prefer warmer weather. For me, it was just great. And then the second day, we just put an extra layer below the jacket, and we were good. I was good, and most of us were fine. But yeah, you never think that if you go to Florida, you will ever need to wear a jacket.
Right.
But check the weather for the days that you will be going, because there could be one day. There could be one day or 2 days that's a little bit colder. And the nice thing is that also, um, if you are, if you're, well, I don't know. Well, the way we travel, I guess we have little jackets that we can put in a really small bag inside the backpack.
Yeah, pack really light and.
So you can adjust to the weather.
Yeah.
Be aware of it though, because even in December, there might be some little storms that go through that get everything wet.
They don't have much rain there. It sounded like they said, but or too cold, but every once in a while, just check.
One day we knew that the rains were gonna start like at 9 p.m. at night, and then we left right before that, and we were fine. But if we had stayed, some people stayed. We heard from other people who stayed,
Yeah, we did get
and
notice during
then
that.
they said that they were fine as long as they just stay away from the rain for just a couple of minutes, a few minutes, and then it was all done.
Yeah, they did say that they stayed through the rain, and then after that, there were no lines for any of the rides, and they just went
Oh,
on the rides the rest of the.
So
So if you
that's
want
a
to, if it does
pros.
rain on your day, and you want to stick it out, then maybe you can have no lines for the last 2 hours you're at the park. I don't know.
that's
And
right.
you can buy your
Yeah.
ponchos at Walmart for a good price.
Uh-huh.
Be
Yep,
ready for
yep.
that one day that's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Just tough it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's move into actually your Disney World experiences and talk about, let's back up first and talk about the whole planning process, because that is different. A lot of times people are used to the pre-virus days when all you did was, just book your trip and then you go and you're good to go. But it's different nowadays. It's a process. So walk
Yeah.
us through that.
Well, we just wanted to make sure as we were talking to you too, because, I mean, I had a trip that we had to cancel in March, when it all started. So we were unsure about what was going to happen because none of us know from month to month, right? And so we just wanted to make sure too that we had like insurance so that if the park did close or whatever and we couldn't go, that, we could be able to go another time. So that was one thing we did differently than get that. I think we got that for our hotel, for the tickets, and
Right.
airfare, right? Didn't we do
Right.
that for all three
Yeah,
things?
Peace
it's
of
for
mind.
everything. Mhm.
Yeah.
It is. And I feel like insurance right now is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say in the past, I had maybe a third of the people that I booked trips for that would get insurance
Right.
just because of various things going on in their life.
Yeah.
They just didn't, just wanted to be sure that they were covered with that. But now it's like, it's rare not to have insurance. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
wants the insurance.
Yeah. Because it's not only if the park's closed, right? But it's if one of your kid gets COVID, then it's the whole family taking home.
Exactly.
And so that's the whole thing too, which we had a few really close calls right before we went because we had kids by people and things like that ended up getting it. And we're just like, oh my gosh, let's just make it till we
Right?
get to
Just get
so
there.
we're so glad it worked out. But just that peace of mind of
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the insurance.
We kind of quarantine before the trips too.
Just to make sure that you were
Yeah,
good to
that's a
sure,
good thing.
yeah.
Quarantine 2 weeks before your trip so it doesn't mess up your trip.
go. Don't go a lot of places just so you can be sure you're safe.
Exactly.
But in case something happens, it's nice to have the insurance. I
Yep.
mean,
Yeah.
it's something that,
It's true.
it gave us peace of mind, and we didn't need to use it, but just knowing that we had it was nice.
Yeah. No, I agree. I completely agree. All right. So back to the Disney ticket process. So what we did was we did book your package just like normal. However, that wasn't the last step.
Yeah.
So then I handed it off to you guys and tell me the other steps after that. So basically what we did from the beginning in order for me to book the package was we had to go onto the Disney website and make sure that the parks were were available and had openings for people to come on the days that you wanted to go.
Yeah.
So what we did was talked with everybody and see what was it that we wanted to do and what days.
Because can we say there's one thing that was different because of COVID is instead of park jumping, you could only do one park every day. So,
Right.
so
You're assigned to one park per day and you can't do with the hopper passes.
Yeah.
This was the most complicated part. Once we were on the park, everything went smoothly after that. Not a single problem. So if you pay attention to this part of the process, we'll be good. We'll be gold after that. We just we got a serial number from you or a code from you after you booked the tickets, and with that number, we went into our application and added all the people in there. And then once we had all the people that were going with those tickets, minus for us the 2-year-old.
Right.
Then we went park by park, check their calendar and see what was available. And then we said, okay, on this day, we're going to this park and these are the people who are coming with me that day.
Mhm.
And so we just do them like that. And then go to the next park that we want to visit the next second day, do the same thing. We had 5 days on the park, so we had plenty of things to do every day. Oh, always make sure that you leave a day in between there to
For
to
some
rest,
downtime. Yeah.
because yes, you will need it. And so then we did 2 days, two parks, and then one day for just resting or doing whatever else we needed, and then 3 more days after that, and we repeated one park the second day,
And
the last day.
they did have a few things closed because at that Disney Springs, right? Have that void where it's like the virtual thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
they have some,
but that was closed. So we were thinking that was going to be open,
closed.
and we didn't find out till we got there that that one was closed. But so there's a few things that are closed. There was, not all the food places and everything were open, but I would say the majority. So, right.
But
yeah.
still, it's
But it was
like based on the amount of people, we did not have to wait for the food orders. But then that's another topic. I don't
No,
want to.
it's part of the same topic. So
Okay.
as you ate in the park,
Yeah.
were the lines really long for eating and all of that?
No,
So,
no lines at all.
but most
But you have
things
to
you have
do
to do
your
on your
order
phone.
on the phone.
Okay. So you
So
ordered on
they'll
the
let
phone.
you know when your food is ready to be picked up. And from outside, you don't see all the tables they have inside. And sometimes they have a few tables outside. But when you go inside, and it's a whole new world opens up for you. And usually there's tons of tables available.
And that was just at like the restaurant places, but we only ate at the restaurant places a few times, and the majority of the time was outside, right?
Outside the parks.
No, just out. You know how we went inside
Oh, yeah,
restaurants a few
because
times, but mostly we were sitting on benches outside, or there were some tables outside, but a lot of the times we were just sitting on a bench or something to eat when you just get it, out there. But
And do they still have like the churros and the popcorn and all of the regular vendors out there?
yes,
Yeah.
we had churros, we had everything we wanted.
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
there were some of those you didn't
quite
have to order with your phone. Some of those that there were less people
Yeah.
at, you could, like I think when we did get popcorn, I don't think that was on our phone. I think we just were able to
You
go up
just
and
do a
grab
short
that.
line
Yeah.
usually, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Or
pretzels were
gelato we
good.
did at the Epcot Center too, and
Yeah, the best gelato was, where was that? At Disney Springs, not actually at Epcot Center. We had it there, and we were like, this didn't taste like the real. But
yeah,
the Disney Springs was,
Oh
that
yeah,
was
they
where it
had
was,
a
right?
little cart.
Yeah. And I said, this tastes like the real gelato. And they're like, yeah, we have our ingredients flown in from Italy, and 3 minutes down this road is where they make it. And I'm like, I knew it.
Wow.
It was, but Disney Springs, you got to try the gelato there. It was really good. Yeah.
Sweet.
And we've been to Italy. And so, after that, you have to have the real gelato, right?
Right? It's got to be the real stuff.
So, yeah. So that was good.
But yeah, the hardest part might be just in the days that you are just reserving the parks for the specific day and the specific people. After you're done with that, once you get to the park, the first day you go to the uh, before you
The
show your
kiosk outside.
the kiosk for the pickup, for picking up your tickets. And after that, you don't have to stand in that line again. And usually, that wasn't even a bad line either.
And
Yeah.
you just like normal, you just scan your
Yeah.
and
Then after that,
you go through the barcode.
Yeah, they just take your temperature too. So there's an extra additional thing. First you go in and they take your temperature before you go in. Then they security, and then you show your ticket. So yeah.
But it's very expedited. I had something metallic in my backpack every day. an umbrella. I had an umbrella and my charger. And they said that the umbrella always makes the thing go off. But I packed once for all the days. I wasn't going to be taking things in and out. So I just left it there for the whole time. Yeah. And so every time I went through the security, they stopped me and they checked, and no big deal. There's not even a line for that. It's really quick.
Another thing for the food thing too is our daughter got on to that, like the Disney mom planning thing, where people commented on different food that you would want to try different days or different restaurants that were good. And so that was great because then she had the whole list of stuff. And so we did,
Yes.
there was a couple restaurants that we booked before, because some places they tell you if you don't book it before and reserve it, you won't get in.
Right.
And so we did a little bit of that. And then the rest we kind of left up to chance to just get there and see, you know, what times and what we wanted and stuff like that. And so, sorry, let me get out of this.
That's okay.
So anyways, to just text her that we're still talking to her. Sorry, that was our daughter.
No
But
worries.
anyway, so that was some great stuff that she did, is just being able to get in there and, you know, like she did a whole list of, I'm trying
Maybe
to think.
she's trying to get into
And it was like different price lists of the restaurants and stuff that they had listed that you could see.
We can share the screen if you.
Anyways, I don't know if people are like super interested to know all that stuff, but or just the knowing that, yeah, you can go to that place and get ideas and stuff. So there was like different things where, you know, she would be like, well, we really want to try the desserts here. People have said you can't not try the desserts here, you know? And so we would try some of those. I'm trying to think of, yeah, she had a list of,
But
like,
you can do some research, but also if you decide not to research it at all, you will still eat and you will still not even stand in line at this time. I think
Right.
I think this is the best time to be, and we never felt crowded anywhere we were in any of the restaurants, because there was always they always left space for everybody to sit in, and I think they have the right capacity right now. The only thing that is that, for instance, those rides that are faster, like we wanted to go with the carousel for our little with our granddaughter, and they stop it and clean it every time.
Oh.
So that takes a little bit
yeah,
longer.
that was.
But you feel so much safer. I mean, you can just go in there.
At least
And
you
they
feel
did
like
have, yeah, they did have a hand sanitizing station before you got in any line and when you came off.
You come out of your rides, and there's at least three on your way out, and three outside the store that you go through, and they're all over the place. So you can just be washing your
and
hands.
be sanitized all the time.
All day, all day long. You'll be
good.
fine.
Yep.
So tell me about the lines for the rides. So we kind of have talked about the food lines and how great that was. How were they over the holidays for the rides?
So they had like the little dots or the little long lines every 6 feet, and they had people wait in line 6 feet apart. And so they were pretty good about that with all the lines. And then again, it was just anywhere from 20 to 60 minutes pretty much, but more around 40, you know, 30 to 40. So
not terrible.
Yeah.
Even with them being holidays.
Yeah, I think on that website they said that the park was at 35% capacity, that they weren't letting it get more, but I think it was probably about 50% when we went, don't you think? Like it was more than 35%.
On the weekends, it's a little bit.
Well, on the whole parks, it seemed like there was like, I mean, like the lines weren't all 20 minutes, you know, it was, so I felt like if I had to guess, I'd say like 50% of the people that normally are there, but still that's like a lot that aren't there.
Fabulous. Yeah.
So it wasn't like super crowded, but there were definitely a lot of people there. But you know, where you're waiting 20 to 60 minutes in line, it wasn't.
Yeah, they have somebody with where the end of the line is, because it's kind of confusing, because you can see a line that goes all the way to another world.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because it originally wasn't built for social distancing in lines, right?
Exactly. So that was different. So they had someone with the signs standing up saying, you know, this is for this ride or whatever. And so,
which is really nice.
Yeah.
So the line looks longer just because of the physical distancing, but they're not too bad. I mean, they're pretty, usually they would tell us, they would quote a time, and there was, most of the time was not maybe 2/3 of that time they were saying it was going to be. So it was less time that they were saying.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other tips or anything that you noticed about Disney World and being there that you want to share?
Just try the gelato and and there was where was that place we went, and we were going there for another dessert that my daughter had found on the list, but then we saw the cinnamon rolls there and they had these like gigantic cinnamon rolls. So we like split some of those up. That was Gaston's or something, I think.
Oh yeah, Gaston's, yeah.
Yeah. But that was so like try all the yummy food.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, that was good. And just to just check, I guess I would say that the check on the websites and see what everybody's saying right before you go. But I mean, it seems like they were good to stay open, and it seems
and
like
for the most part, most rides, most food places were open. Like you didn't have trouble with a lot of things.
Yeah. There was one ride we did that after our son-in-law told us it was closing. We were the last ones on it.
Oh
what
yeah,
was that
one in Hollywood Studios. There was that's closing. So we got to be one of the last. Well, I didn't go, but they went to they were some of the last riders to go on that ride. But no, it's like everything else is available, all the main rides and.
Yeah, but if we're talking about too, like anything else from to know, I'd be like, go on that Star Wars one that you have to get in the queue and get, and just a little tip on that was just the first time at 7 a.m. they didn't get in, and they were all gone like after 30 seconds. And then at 1 a.m. they did it. And someone had told us, 1 p.m. they did it. Someone had told them just refresh. And so they did that. And I think they were like the 99th person to get in after like 20 seconds. And that ride was amazing. So if you guys haven't been on that, it was like.
And that's the new Star Wars, right?
Yeah. Do you remember what that one was called? Like the
Rise of the.
Yeah, the Rise of the something.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not Star Wars.
We've watched them, but we don't keep track of all that stuff. So yeah, that one was that was worth it. I was like, wow.
That was an awesome ride that you cannot miss because without spoiling anything, it's a nice experience. It's an experience. It's not just a ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one was great.
So you gotta do a whole experience.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that other one, what was the other one? With the blue people? What was that?
Avatar?
That's what I'm talking about.
Avatar. Yeah.
Oh, Avatar.
Yeah.
You go on Avatar, right?
Yeah, but it's not called Avatar. It's called, what's the place? Anyways, that Avatar one, I'll just say, was amazing too. I had a friend that said they had to wait 3 hours in line one time for that. And that I think was probably like 45 minutes or something.
That wasn't too
and
bad
that was
either.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That was everyone should do that too. So anyways, do those, you guys. Have fun and don't be worried about, I mean, we didn't have a problem. That our experience was we didn't have a problem with getting in, getting out, all that. It's just 6 feet distancing and sanitizing and wearing your mask all the time. So if you can do that, then you'll be golden.
And if they have little ones, they can do the switch.
Yeah.
And it's used as a fast pass now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. No fast passes right now, but because they have the app, that's kind of what has taken place instead of the fast pass, and you can reserve your place on the
for that
the most popular rides. You can reserve your place in line, right? If you get there in time.
Just the one.
The one.
Just the Star Wars.
Just the Star Wars was the only. Oh, I thought that the Avatar one.
We had a virtual queue. No, that one. No,
the only queue was for the Star Wars. All the other we just waited in line. Yep.
Okay. Sounds great.
It was good. Right. Well, thanks for getting us connected up, Barbara.
Yes. Thanks for being willing to talk me all through it today and to let people know what it's like to go to Disney right now. So
I think if we really enjoyed it so much that if it was like this all the time, it will make it easier for us to decide to go again. But pretty soon things will change again.
I'm sure they will. Once,
right?
The word gets out, right?
Exactly.
But one more thing I can say is that Disney, they've done a great job managing the amounts of people in there, because you always feel like you don't feel like overcrowded like we used to, or we've been in other parks or Disneyland, or from what I've heard from there too. So we never felt too overcrowded at all.
That's great. That's great that they're doing a good job of managing the
Managing
people and
people.
keeping people safe. So-
Even
Yes.
keeping on the rides, even keeping sometimes rows behind or in front of people empty.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Too. Yeah.
The rides are not
Okay.
fully
Packed.
packed either.
All right.
They
Yeah.
just
Good to
use
know.
every other cart or every other
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
space.
Row or something. Yeah.
Good.
Sorry,
Anyways,
we
it
can
was
keep on
awesome.
talking forever.
We better let you go.
No.
Go
No.
have fun, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so, so much for
Yeah,
talking to us and sharing all your experiences with us. And
you
this has been
bet.
super great. So,
Yeah.
Thank you for your
So
help.
fun. Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you, Barbara.
Yes. All right. We will talk
right.
to you later.
Okay. We'll
See ya.
see ya.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. Goodbye.